Okay, guys, I'm going to be honest here. As a wrestling reviewer, it's my responsibility, which is not a great one. I mean, you guys will still make your decisions, yes or no. But as a reviewer, I'm responsible for giving a decent review so you can figure out if you want to watch this show, if you don't want to watch this show, if you already saw this show. Is your opinion valid? Because someone like myself, who's way better than me, understands you. So when it came to this show, this pay-per-view, I'm saying show, I had no interest in this pay-per-view, almost zero, nothing. Even Kofi and Kevin Owens, I barely had an interest because of the way things have been on both shows. SmackDown and Raw have infuriated me to the point why I just didn't care. But if you see this show for what it is, it only comes down to one word: unexpected. Now, I'm not saying it's a great unexpected, a good unexpected, because I'm sure a lot of people are going to say, well, this show is damn good. Nope. No. I'm sorry, no. As much as many reviewers, and I'm sure many of them who are way better than me, are going to say, as much as I can't stand the product right now, this was a good show, I'm not going to be like one of them. This show means nothing. And I'm being honest here. No matter what you see on this show, which was unexpected, and most things were not great, when it comes down to it, does it help the overall product? No. So this show means nothing. It's a filler show. That means nothing. Yes, it had stuff on it that a lot of people are going to like, but overall doesn't help the product one damn bit. So let's open with the kickoff show with a match that should never happen. Usos versus the tag champs from SmackDown Live, Eric and Daniel Bryan. How the mighty have fallen, and you see the Usos, who are on the top of the totem pole for tag team wrestling, that everyone agreed are the best ones, who in the last year and a half, near two, have lit that division on fire. They made sure everything worked. Usos with New Day, Usos with Bar, Usos with anyone else you want to say that was doing it. They always had good matches. Then they went to the Revival, and now they do Usi Hot. Look at what happened with Daniel Bryan and Eric. Eric was just background. Daniel Bryan shined as a heel. Now, I still, like I've said, I still wanted to see Daniel Bryan versus a Miz. A heel Miz with a face Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania would have been more stronger than what was going on with him and Kofi. And I'm not saying that isn't something incredibly important. I will be getting to Kofi later. But you get my point. People, if Kofi never happened, Daniel Bryan and the Miz would have been the hottest thing for this year at WrestleMania, and that never happened. So you get this match, which, what does it mean? I thought that this match was for the tag titles, that Shane was giving the Usos this moment, and I thought that was the most stupidest thing you could do. But no, this was just a standard match, which is probably going to lead to a title defense on SmackDown Live. And to be honest, I didn't really care. It wasn't that the match quality was good or not. It's not about this. I want to make this clear for the entire show. This is not about the match quality of these matches. This was about how the product and the booking of this product and the storytelling of this product is so bad. This show is negated 100% for me. For anyone else, obviously, they're going to love the show. They're going to say that this pay-per-view was great. But for me personally, I'm looking at the overall product as a reviewer, and I just do not see the product benefiting from this. Usos won, which means absolutely it means nothing unless they're going to merge the titles, SmackDown and Raw, this coming Tuesday. If there's no merger, if there is a match and the Usos lose, what does it mean? Nothing. Now, move on to the first match of the night. The Women's Money in the Bank ladder match, which was a very weird match. It was a weird match. Not because it was 100% garbage. It was weird because certain things happened during that match. Look, I gotta see if I can catch a picture of Naomi. But Naomi dressed herself as Bumblebee from Teen Titans. Here's Bumblebee from Teen Titans. And if I can get the picture, here's Naomi. What the hell? She looks so much like Bumblebee. It was the only difference between her and Bumblebee is that Naomi has a bigger butt than Bumblebee. And Bumblebee is not a super big butted woman. She's like this. She's not like this. So you see Naomi in that and you go like, damn, she really does look like a Bumblebee. If they did a Teen Titans movie, she would be Bumblebee. For me personally, that's why I love my baby. Then, throughout this match, who were the ones who basically lit this match up? It was pretty much Ember Moon. She lit that match up. And Killer Kross. Not Killer Kross. You see, I'm thinking about Impact more than I'm thinking about WWE because this show pisses, not this pay-per-view, but the shows piss me off. So Nikki Cross and Ember Moon made that match mean a lot to me personally. Mandy Rose wasn't too bad. But here's where things get a little interesting and very strange. You had one move, and I'll see if I can catch when this happens, because it was very quick, where Mandy Rose shoves or throws a Mela onto the ground, and then she throws once the ladder hits her knee, she doesn't want to do anything anymore. She rolls over to the ring and pretty much is shoving Mandy Rose away, saying, leave me alone. And Mandy's trying to do the match, and Mela legitimately is shoving away and saying, leave me alone. So legitimately she gets hurt, it looks like it. But then she comes back out and tries to continue the match while limping. That looked so awkward. If Carmella legitimately gets hurt, that's understandable. But her coming back out later, that just looked bad. And then it didn't really mean anything until Bayley wins that match. Oh my. This could be you, Sasha. That's what the thought that went through my head. Like the WWE was throwing this in Sasha's face while she's watching, I'm sure, at home. This could have been you, Sasha. Then, let's move on to the Women's SmackDown match. The first one. No, not SmackDown. Raw. I'm sorry, I'm mixing them up. Let's do the Raw match first with Lacey Evans and Becky Lynch, because I'm already talking about Bayley. I might as well continue. Becky versus a very, very runaway Lacey Evans. Let me put it to you in this respect. We've barely seen Lacey Evans. I take nothing away from it. I want to make this clear. I don't hate Lacey Evans. This is not Lacey Evans' fault why I don't like her. This is because of the booking. And we now know the booking is Vince. It's not the writers in the back. It's not Shane McMahon. It's not Stephanie McMahon. It's not Triple H. It's none of the 30 or 37 writers that's on the show. It is Vince and Kenny McMahon who's writing everything and saying no to everyone. So it's been Vince who's been pissing me off all this time. Legitimately. So when it comes down to it, I didn't care about Lacey. And it's not that she's a bad wrestler or a good wrestler. She's not been sponsored right at all. So when you see the match and see her run away like a chicken shit heel, but then run away like a chicken shit heel, then fight, it makes it very hard to take her seriously. For me personally, I don't know about you guys, but in the end, it is Becky who wins the match. And I'm not going to say the match was great. It felt botchy on Lacey's end. It did. That match felt botchy. And it was Becky who was carrying most of that match. And I think the reason that it was the other half for Lacey is like, I don't think Becky's been totally into this. Becky didn't feel like she was completely into the match. But in the end, Becky wins. But as she's walking away with 2 belts, guess who comes down, who I had that feeling was coming, and it's Charlotte. It wasn't later in the night she comes down now. And pretty much, Becky has to face her. And here it goes. Becky is pretty much screwed by Lacey Evans, which I wasn't surprised. Once she lost that title, she went after Lacey, kicking her ass. And then Lacey and Charlotte proceed to beat the crap out of her. And I'm thinking, no. And I'm hearing people call for Bayley. I'm thinking, no, they wouldn't be that stupid to actually do it now. Would they really? And guess what? Bayley does run out. Fight with everyone. Force Lacey out of the ring. And then with the most stupidest thing, you legitimately have Charlotte get thrown into a ring post and is knocked out cold. Really? Her shoulder is part of her head here where she gets knocked out clean. And she's out for several moments, over a minute, as Bayley is choosing, should I do this now? Should I not do this now? Instead of her just doing it, she's contemplating, taking her time, and then eventually she hands it over, and then she does an elbow, and then she wins the title. And everyone cheers, and it makes me think again, this could have been you, Sasha. This feels like they were rubbing this into Sasha Banks' face. Now here's the thing. Do you actually think Bayley's going to keep that title once she goes to SmackDown Live? I don't think so. Not long. I don't believe Bayley is going to keep that at all. I still think she's eating crap and liking a taste of it. If no one doesn't understand what I mean. And I'll say this clearly for people who don't know. Like my cousin. I don't know if my cousin Jennifer is going to see this. If you are watching, hi girl. I'm just saying it in this respect. In the business, when you piss off the management, they make you pay for it by making things look like things will be really good for you and then screw you over badly. Or they will make you wish you wasn't alive by constantly losing and losing and being treated like garbage, like the Revival. So here, Bayley gets the title. She gets Money in the Bank, then she gets the title. But does that mean she's going to keep it? I don't believe so. I think she's going up against someone this Tuesday, and then she's going to drop the strap. Now, I could be wrong. There's a very good chance I'll be wrong. But if I'm not wrong, this would be the most stupidest thing they could have done. They could have done this to Charlotte, who I'm not really interested in, but she should have just kept the damn belt. Becky, which I wasn't surprised she was going to sell. I knew she was going to do it. And Lacey Evans, well, I don't see anything different with Lacey. So this is what you get. Now, let's go to the match that was shocking. The match that was the first bleeding of the night. And that was Rey Mysterio versus the Samoa Joe. The Samoan submission machine who 100% shows, and he's in my face, he 100% shows how freaking tough this guy is. This guy is massively tough. After having a double pneumonia, I believe, he could not work. He still tried to work, and he could not work. He came in, and they sent him home. When you see this match, where Rey legitimately breaks his nose by doing a senton on him, a seated senton, he jumps off the top ring rope, and pretty much smashes in my face. I managed to catch it. He smashes Samoa Joe's face. He literally sits on his face. And he busts him open. In the end, Joe loses. Either that was an accident that quickly, or he was meant to lose, but later. Probably the bleeding was what got him. So, when it was over, Rey looked shocked. The ref looked shocked. Samoa Joe looked shocked. I think they expected the match to go further. If Rey had not broken Samoa Joe's nose, I think the match would have been longer. But it happened. Joe bled. Rey wins the title. Dominic comes down. They start walking to the back. And then Rey gets his ass handed to him. So that means that Dominic, he's going to probably wrestle Samoa Joe. That's the only thing I can think of why this is happening with Dominic. Dominic has been training, so Samoa Joe may be his first opponent. I don't know if it's going to be a SummerSlam or maybe Super Showdown, because now they're doing something in Jeddah. And now instead of doing Crown Jewel or Time of the Sands, it's Super Showdown. I believe that's what they're calling it now. Let's move on, shall we? Shane and Miz. Steel cage match. Now, I'm not going to lie. I didn't really care that much about this match because the real build for The Miz was pretty much wasted because of the wild card rule. He should have been the only one allowed to go between SmackDown and Raw to go after Shane McMahon. Shane McMahon can't get anything done on SmackDown Live. He goes to Raw. The Miz doesn't care about what brand he's in. He runs to Raw. He beats up on Shane. He's told if you jump off your brand again, you're going to get fined. He does it again. He gets fined $10,000. He does it again. Jumps from his brand to Raw again. He gets branded. Well, not branded. He gets charged $50,000 fine. Doesn't care. He goes back again. He gets charged now $100,000 fine. Then, once again, he jumps and they suspend him. Temporary suspension. And he still comes back. And then this would have made sense. Because he would not stop. Even suspended, he would come here. As it stands, all the steam was lost. But was it a good match? It was a good match. But here's the thing that was that quirkiness that I spoke about, the unexpected thing. Because in the end, how Shane wins that match, and it's in my face. Shane McMahon was hanging off, and I'm going to keep it in my face. He's hanging off of the cage. And pretty much the only way he can get out is for The Miz to hold on to his shirt and he slides through it. What? They tried so hard in this show to get people entertained to the point where legitimately they were willing to make Shane do that. It's in my face again. What the fuck? No, actually, Shane is in my face. I just switched it. Honestly, what was that? I don't know if anyone's going to think this is amazingly funny or not. I can't tell you if it was good or not. Because they were desperate. The WWE was so desperate to do whatever was necessary. Particularly that was certain points. Let me see if I remember correctly. Because it was like throughout the night, the refs did not do their job. Like, I think at one point with Shane McMahon, where Shane or Miz had Shane in a pinning position, but the ref wouldn't count. It was like he was out of position. Or one other match, I only remember, if I can, I'll put it in there, where in another match, the ref was acting like he didn't know what the hell he was doing, or we were stopping it because he didn't want it to end so quick. I don't know what was going on in this night. It was like they were so desperate to make things work that they made the refs hold off on doing their job in the back. Because the refs have earpieces in their ear. They have radio transmitters. Just in case no one knows this. Referees have radio transmitters in their ear. They usually have like a receiver on their belt. So they can hear when someone in the back, like Vince, tells them, let the match keep going. Stop the match now. He's the one that makes the final decision. That's how it goes. But it was like, what? Okay. The match I felt was the worst match of the night. I don't know about anyone else. And I think this is where the ref was acting weird. One of the refs, I think. I can't remember. But it was Daivari versus Tony Nese. I had to remember Tony's name. I haven't looked at 205 Live in over a year and a half. I don't remember it. No, nearly 2 years now. I haven't watched at all. Because it's not possible for me to watch it and to do a SmackDown Live review. So sorry. But, was this match good? No. And it was not Tony Nese who was the problem. It was Daivari. I don't know what it was with Daivari. He was acting so badly out of sync with Tony Nese. At one point, he had Tony, it looked like he was going to give him a Boston Crab. And, no, not a Boston Crab. Some type of move that could have been like a Dragon Sleeper. He put his legs behind, in front of Tony's legs. And before he even grabbed them fully, he trips over himself. Without even being tripped by Tony. He couldn't even do the moves. It was like he was drunk. He was so sloppy. The match was so bad. He didn't even want to sell. At one point, Tony does a good move off, I think he does a 450. And instead of Daivari selling, he just jumps straight up. and just keeps going like he didn't give a damn about the damn match. It was ridiculously bad. In the end, it was, who won? Nice won, but I didn't give a damn. It was, what? Now, the next match. And there was yes in a match and then no match. Yes, yes, and no. You guys gotta understand. They had one chance with Roman Reigns. One. He's in my face. And they destroyed that for what they just did. It was bad already. But if you actually think that they could have done something good with him, here's where it goes. He's coming to the ring because his match in Elias is next. And as he's walking, Elias whacks him in the back with one of his guitars. Fine. Not going to have the match. You got a good guitar solo once Elias comes to the ring. It was good. Then he says, I don't need to be here anymore because there's no match. And he walks up the ramp. Now, I expect, and I was hoping, either there was going to be no match, or if Roman Reigns comes out, he's limping or he's just out of it. And he's falling to the ground. Get some sympathy for the damn man. Nope. He comes out normal, beats the crap out of Elias, throws him in the ring, and roughly in 10, Ty Dillinger, 10 seconds, match is over. He throws him in the ring, he spears him, and it's over within 10 seconds. 7 seconds to get him into the ring, and 3 seconds to pin him. Done. What the hell was that? You know what that was? And Elias is in my face. That was a freaking burial. And guess what? The burial's not over because in SmackDown Live, it's going to happen again. Or on Raw, it's going to happen again. You're going to see Elias get his ass handed to him over and over again until they decide that maybe Roman got enough out of him, and then it's over. What a waste. Now, the Lucha House Party was supposed to have a match. Nope. They have an ass whooping from a Sullivan, Lars Sullivan, who bled. I don't know if I can catch where he bleeds. I'm going to see if I can catch it in a replay. See if I can find it. If I can, I'll throw it in my face. If I can't, sorry guys. But when it came down to it, Lars Sullivan got his head busted open. Right on the top right here, where his bald head is. He destroys Kalisto. He destroys the others, but he destroys Kalisto. Couldn't you done that on the kickoff show? Instead of the match between the Usos and the tag champs that meant nothing, even though it was a good match, you could have done that on the kickoff show. Say that the monster destroyed them there. Now, I know a lot of people say, no, you have to have Lars Sullivan destroy someone on the main show. It doesn't matter if you're on the kickoff of the main show as long as you do it properly. And that could have been on the kickoff. I'm just saying. Seth Rollins versus AJ Styles, the best match of the night. Now, I don't know about anybody else, but I did enjoy this match the most. This was the best match of the night, hands down. The crowd was into it a lot at certain points. And then at one point, they were booing AJ Styles, which means he may turn heel more. I don't know. But it was a damn good match. Whatever scenes I've been showing, if there's more than 2, I don't know. I was just, at right moments, I would just click and just number it. I don't remember. I have like 120 shots, ladies and gentlemen. You got to remember, sometimes I do up to 160 shots. Take thumbnail shots, and I stick them there. The lowest I've ever had is 20. The highest has been 160 to 180. And that's not showing everything. I have to pick and choose whatever it is. But let's be honest, I'm sorry. But you know what? This was the best match of the night for me personally. It just was. I loved it. Now here's the match that wasn't bad. It was the second best match of the night. But it just felt a bit empty. And that is Kofi Kingston versus Kevin Owens. Now, let's put this in perspective. And I want to put this into perspective. I still love Kofi. I 100% love Kofi. But them constantly beating over our heads his win at WrestleMania when it should have stopped already. They showing that video package of him at WrestleMania was too much. You could have done it where he became friends with New Day. I'm talking about Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens' New Day run, quick run, and then betraying Kofi would have been better than showing the WrestleMania thing, then the alliance, and then the betrayal. I wanted to see when they had the alliance, the betrayal, and that would have been it. And they keep showing it, and they keep showing it, and they keep showing it. It's like this. I'm going to be honest here. I don't think Vince is racist because obviously he let Kofi win, get the biggest title in the company. But I do believe that he was not happy that people were demanding it. Just like Daniel Bryan, he's not happy when people that he wants is not pushed. So when it comes to Kofi, I believe they're going to 100% piss us off, constantly showing Kofi stuff over and over again to get sick of it. Now that could translate into him turning heel. I'm not saying he should, but that could translate into him being turned into heel or a New Day turning into heel. Not saying they should. I'm just saying that's the way it goes. If you piss the crowd off too much, they don't want you anymore. No matter if you're a face, you become a heel. And that's how it feels for me with Kofi. That it's going to turn that way because they keep showing WrestleMania. I think they're going to keep showing it every day till next year. That's how it feels. So when it came to this match, it was annoying me. And then soon, the crowd started cheering for Kevin Owens instead of Kofi Kingston at one point. They were starting to cheer for Kevin Owens. Not saying it was a big cheer, but you could hear the cheers. Kofi's still madly over. But seeing that Kevin started getting cheering, that makes me think the crowd is beginning to get sick of these video packages. In the end, you get Kofi winning, which I felt that he wasn't going to lose here. I still want to see him deal with the ultimate nemesis. And I know they're not going to do it. They'll probably do it at Super Showdown. Kofi Kingston versus Randall Keith Orton. That is what I want. I know no one else is going to want it, but that's what I want. I want to see Kofi Kingston go up against Randy Orton for the WWE Championship. But you already know what happened at the end of the show. Now, let's see if I'm forgetting anything. Let's see. Alright, if I'm forgetting, I'm sorry. You got the Money in the Bank ladder match for the men. Now, Sami Zayn went to Triple H saying he's scared because Braun Strowman is going to come after him. And he says, deal with it, tape up your hands, get ready for a fight. Later in the night, you see him strung up by his heels. And they tried to say that it was Braun Strowman, but Braun Strowman would not do that. The person I feel that would do that would be Bray Wyatt. And I was thinking, ooh, Bray Wyatt. They're using Bray Wyatt in this. This would make perfect sense with the Firefly Funhouse, that he's going to show what he can do. And this would make sense for Bray Wyatt. Then we have the match, which had Randall Keith Orton. They had the Mustafa Ali. They had the Ricochet, whose music sucks with those bullet shots going off in the very beginning. It's stupid. Then you have the boring Finn Balor. I had to remember him. I had to look at my notes because he was not the demon Finn Balor, which would make sense. In a ladder match, he has to do whatever it takes. I would have thought that the demon would be a better suit than a standard Finn Balor. Nope. Regular Finn Balor didn't care. Then you had, who else was in there? Andrade Cien Omos, Drew McIntyre, and Baron Corbin. And this, I know people will say this is the best match of the night all around. And I'm giving it as the third best match of the night because of its ending. I'm sorry, I cannot. With all honesty, I can't with all honesty say that this is the best match of the night because of the ending. Because even though this match was very good, there was one point where Finn was put through ladders 3 times, and the last one, he was taken by Sierra Omos and thrown from the top of a ladder straight down onto another ladder, and he looked like he was broken freaking half. He looked like he truly might have broke his neck. Of course he didn't. Even at one point, Cien Almas was thrown on top of Finn Balor on top of a ladder. And Finn was already on the ladder, and he's thrown on top of Finn. That's in my face. A lot of these are going to be shown either near me or in my face. It just has to happen. But who was the one that was last on that ladder? It looked like it might have been, I think, Ricochet. I can't remember. And guess who comes out? Bam, bam. I was about to do, Ben, dun, 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 dun. I was about to do Roman Reigns' song. Dun, 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 dun. It is Brock freaking Lesnar. Really? He's in my face. You're telling me that instead of letting Mustafa Ali or an Andrade Cien Almas or Ricochet or hell, Randy Orton, you decide to use Brock Lesnar. Really? This is what I meant by unexpected but not good. Instead of doing something special, you decide to bring Brock Lesnar back now for Super Showdown, because Super Showdown is coming in June. And you decide to do it there. You bring him back so he can do Money in the Bank. So either he just cashes it in or he hands it in so he can have a match at Super Showdown. That's the way it feels. That's just the way it feels for me. So was this a good show? It doesn't matter. This doesn't matter if it was a good show. And I'm being honest here. The show means nothing. Because the overall product sucks so bad, this show will not make it better. It does not translate to giving increased views on SmackDown and Raw. It doesn't. Just because you had a possible good or great pay-per-view does not mean you're going to book SmackDown or particularly this Monday's Raw better. They'll probably still book Raw the same way. They'll still book SmackDown the same way. And they're still going to have bad ratings. So it means nothing. This show means nothing. No matter how good or great it was. To me, I'm not even going to say what it was. It was unexpected. But this is just my point of view. You guys tell me below. Have a good day. Have a good night. Peace.